Shalom, this is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. Website is www.spiritandtorah.com. The title of this podcast is Typhoon Usagi, the Kenyan Mall Shooting and Spiritual Wickedness in High Places. The book of Daniel artfully, skillfully, and with abundant clarity paints the reality of this world, that nations, kingdoms, and rulers are they themselves subject to wicked fallen angels, known as princes of the air or principalities, or as Paul so eloquently states in the 6th chapter of Ephesians, the rulers of darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. Until Yahweh gives his divine signal to Michael and his battle-ready angels of light to finally purge the heavenlies of that vile and wicked monster known as Lucifer turned Satan, along with his legion of dark angelic rebel spirits, those princes of the air and those spiritual wickedness in high places will continue to control and manipulate kings, kingdoms, thrones, and peoples. When Satan is at last thrown down to earth, he and his devils will still be manipulating events on earth, but by directly possessing the rulers themselves, rather than being able to operate from spiritual high places. Satan will be thrown down either on or sometime shortly before 3/11/2014. To understand why, see the prophetic trilogies of articles at my website at spiritandtorah.com. But until then, and for the last several thousand years, the reality that trumps any other human notion is that human events are largely controlled by satanic forces, albeit even those satanic forces are only permitted to do what Yahweh himself allows. With this scriptural framework in mind, Yah has commanded me to expose current events dealing with the recent Super Typhoon Usagi and the horrific shooting murders at the Kenyan Westgate Mall. First, let me be clear. President Obama is not the Antichrist. I'm going to repeat this one more time. Obama is not the Antichrist. The Antichrist, the son of perdition, the man of sin, has not, I repeat again, has not been uncovered and revealed as of the writing of this article. Nor will he be until, as stated earlier, Yahweh gives his divine signal for Satan to be at last cast out from heaven and thrown down to earth. It is only then that Satan will possess the human destined to become the son of perdition, and only then that he will be uncovered for everyone to see. Obama, along with all the other various rulers of the nations in 2013, are simply pawns of the devils operating as princes and powers of the air, who themselves are very near the time when they will be thrown down to earth as well. Because these devils, along with Satan, know that very soon they will lose their heavenly estates forever and be thrown down to earth, at which point they will have a brief 42-month stint on this planet from 3/11/14 until 9/30/17, Yom Kippur. They are getting restless, and they are stupidly showing their hands. The devils that control Obama and the United States of America have unleashed a super typhoon against China. Yes, China. The typhoon, despite all the hype, mostly missed Hong Kong, but dealt a terrible blow to the South China coast, even shutting down Asian financial markets for a time. The devils that control Obama and the USA, and by default the Western powers, gave a clear signal to China. Stay out of the upcoming Syrian war. Do not even dare, China, to aid Russia and Syria. This typhoon was your warning. Now, people can argue about whether or not the typhoon was literally caused by the demonic energy-inspired HERP system, or simply Yahweh allowing devils to stir up weather patterns. Whatever the actual cause, the message was clear. Obama's father is from Kenya. The bloody rampage in the heart of Kenya are the devils who control Russia and China and Syria, giving a response. These devils are shouting back to the Western powers, "We will spill your blood if you take us on in Syria." And as the apostate feast of Sukkot happens a month too early, the real Hebrew Sukkot happens in October, and more information on that can easily be gathered at www.spiritandtorah.com. The just as apostate United Nations General Assembly is in full swing. While the world is lulled to sleep by talk of high hopes in solving the Syrian crisis with diplomacy, and even making peace with longtime enemy Iran, the real inner workings of this week's General Assembly are absolutely and totally demonic. Let it not be second-guessed or doubted. This General Assembly is merely window dressing to hide the fact that the devils who control the Eastern powers and the devils who control the Western powers are about to wage all-out war upon each other. And the result will be a very literal world war that will result in millions and eventually billions dead. These latest two events, the Super Typhoon Usagi and the Kenyan Mall shooting, while seemingly totally unrelated, are actually intimately connected to the ever-building crisis in Syria. One just simply needs to step back and look not with eyes of the flesh, but eyes of the Spirit. For those whom have ears to hear, listen to what the Spirit is saying to the body of Messiah. This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. The website is www.spiritandtorah.com, and the transcript for this YouTube, the article, will also be posted at the website. Yah bless and shalom.